Hello guys, I'm Abdulrahman Mustafa. This is my first tutorial on YouTube. I will make a perfume bottle in water. It will be a simple tutorial. Just follow me along and you'll get the result I'm gonna show you. So let's first turn on our screencast so you can see what I'm clicking in the left down here. Okay, so first let's select everything and delete everything and let's add another cube. Okay, let's first see the scale of the cube. We want it to be like about 10 centimeters long, because that's what actual perfumes are like. So something about, yeah, okay, that's fine. Now apply scale, go to edit mode, scale it along the X and Y axis. By clicking Shift Z, you are only scaling along the two other dimensions, the X and Y. Okay, so now maybe scale it a little bit. Okay, now scale it down a little bit on the Y-axis. Yes, nice. Okay, so now let's select the upper face. And set a little bit. Sorry. Okay, set a little bit. Shift X. SX to scale it along the X-axis. Yeah, something about this. Nice. Okay. Now delete the faces. And let's see what we're about to do with it. So select the edges of the model. Select all. Deselect these ones. Okay, we have these edges. We will bevel it by Control P. Control B. Something about here. Increase the bevel a little bit. Okay. Now maybe make the shape of 2. Okay, nice. Now let's try it out. Subdivision surface, shade smooth. Okay, that's the shape we're looking for. Okay, so now we will select our entire bottle and we will duplicate it, decrease the size a little bit, open our X-ray, go to vertex group, name this group the inner part, assign, so that when we want to select only the inner part, we have this vertex group right here. Okay, nice. Now I will select that inner part, invert selected by Control I, hide the outer part, and in the inner part, I will select these. First, I'll turn off the X-ray for now, select this part, and maybe down a little bit, just like that. I will get this whole box down a bit, just like that. Okay, so it looks like that in the end. Okay, now add some loops here, just like that. Select that one, enable the proportional editing, scale a little bit along the X-axis, like that. Then select these two, and nice. Now scale of edit mode, that will be the inner part of the bottle. Okay, now we get in the edit mode, hold an edge to unhide, select the inner part and hide it. Oh, no, don't hide it. We first want to give the outer part the same geometry we gave to the inner part, or approximately the same. Something about this and this edge loop here. Okay, so now maybe we'll give it something like that, and don't forget to Okay, so we'll select the inner part, inverse selection, hide, add another edge loop here, unhide. Okay, now I want to select this point, GZ, with proportional editing, and we'll gear it up a little bit. Okay, nice. And now, actually, I will turn off the proportional editing for this one. I want it to be much better. Okay, now select the inner part. I need to scale it up just like a little more. Maybe something about this. Okay. And for the lower part of it, I need to select this and those selection hide so that I'll be able to select like that. Unhide. No. Unhide. Hey, look. I'll select the inner part, inverse selection, make another group, assign it, router, part. So now we have the inner part and the outer part. Okay, so now I need to select that and then deselect the outer part from it. And now turn on the proportional editing and make it connected only so that we control always the inner part. Yes, just about it. Scale it out a little bit on the x-axis. Let's actually scale it on the y-axis a little bit down too. Now, let's get this part in the middle. Deselect the outer part as we did before. Now scale it down on the y-axis just about here. Okay. In this part, deselect the outer part again. Scale it down on the y-axis and there we go. That's a nice looking bottle. Maybe scale that up a little bit. Okay, so now let's do that other part of the bottle. We will select this face and this face. Actually, let's scale that down a little bit. Turn off that proportional editing. Scale it down a little. Make that face too. E, Z, and there we go. Now, let's see what we have here. We need this to get up here. Select this all as Z0. Now, Control E, bridge edge loops. Hold on. That's not looking good. Okay, don't do that. Let's just do it manually then. Something about this. Okay, we need to have better normal, so Alt N, we calculate outside, and we're good. So now we need to add support edge loops. We will add one here, maybe another one here, and now go to vertex groups, select the outer part, hide it, go to your inner part, put a support loop here, and let's unhide and see the result we have. Maybe we get that up a little bit. Doesn't need to be very harsh. Okay, something about here. That's a good looking bottle. Now, let's first Control S to save our file so that If the program decides to crash, we don't lose our data. Okay, now go back to edit mode. I think we need to get that up a little bit. GZ, something around here. Okay. Gets down a little bit. Okay, so now let's make our cap. Okay, so now let's do our cap. But first we need to bevel the spot here. This needs to be okay. So let's add like 3 edge loops here. Maybe another one up here. And another one from the inside. And there we have it. That's the shape we're looking for. Okay, so now let's make our cap. We will select entire edge, Shift D to duplicate it, B separate by selection. Let's rename everything. That will be the cap, and that will be the bottle. Okay, so the cap will lead these groups. Now go to edit mode, scale it up a little bit, get that up. F. No, first we extrude it downward. Something about here. Okay, so now click that face, F, Control F, and make it grid fill. Nice. Now give it a support loop about here. And something about here, and actually select these faces and inside a little bit. And that's what we're looking for. Actually, we could give that a little bit of mass. Let's go to solidify. Let's isolate that. I don't see. Okay, thickness. Something around here is so fine. Okay, now let's recalculate the normals and we're good to go. Now we have the bottle, we have the cap. We need two more things. We need the fluid inside the bottle and we need that wire thing that transmits the fluid outside the bottle. So to make the fluid, let's select the bottle, go to vertex group, inner bar, select, duplicate it, and separate by selection. Now to that fluid part, move these groups, rename it as fluid, go to edit mode, isolate it. Now delete all these things. We need to turn on X-ray so that we can select frontal and okay, so now delete all these vertices. And what we need to do is the fluid level will be about this level. So we want to delete those, select these, F, Control F, grid fill, and we're good to go. Let's see what that looks like. That needs a little bit of adjustment. Okay, so first of all, scale it down a little bit. All of it needs to be scaled down now. Make sure to select that all part. Scale it up a little. We need to bevel this spot. We need to bevel it also. We select it. And there we go. Now we bevel it. A little bevel. We make it 2 in the shape of 1. Need scale it down a little. And we're good to go. Just like that. And actually we need to scale it a little bit. Need to little bit fill that space in here. Something about here. Oh, right. Now, that our bot is kinda big. We need to scale it down a little. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're good to go now. Save it again. Now, to make this wire, we can actually model it, but there is a faster way. Just make a Bezier curve, rotate it on the x-axis, maybe on the y-axis, and scale it down, and play a bit in the edit mode, and subdivide curve mode. Okay, so curve it a little bit. Maybe give it a little curvature in the other axis too. Maybe something like this. Okay, now we are doing fine now. Okay, so now we go to the geometry, give it a little bit of slight depth and no, just some depth, and I scale it down a little bit, and that's nice. Now that curve, name it wire. Oh, sorry. Okay, we will turn it into convert to mesh. Maybe Control 2 to smooth it out a little. Chain smooth. And now we have that bottle. We are ready now to set up our scene. But first, let me make an empty. No, not this one. Oh, sorry. Not this one. Then select all. Control B, set parent to object. Now the empty control the all bottle. Okay, so now we'll get that up a little. And now let's add a plane so that we make the water on it. Scale it up. Apply scale. Subdivide it a couple of times. Maybe we overdid it a little. Undo one. Let's try that out. Now, adding sphere. Smooth it up. Scale it down. We don't want that sphere to be shown in the render. Just want it to use it to make the water on this plane. So we hide it from the render. Okay. So now we press I here, and on that frame we press I. Now we need it to be a little bit faster, something like that. I think something about here. Okay, so now we need that animation to repeat itself a little. So take a copy of that. We take a copy of that animation. Maybe another copy. So now it's playing out. Maybe we need to scale it all down. I think that will do. Now go to that sphere first. We will go to physics and we'll use dynamic paint. Make it as brush. Now go to the plane, add the dynamic paint, make it as canvas. Now let's try that out. Nothing is happening. Maybe try add canvas. Let's try that. Still nothing is happening. I don't know why. Yeah, we need to make that into waves. Now let's try that out. Still not working. Add brush. Let's try again. Yes, there we go. You see that shape? That's what we're going for. Okay, maybe we need to subdivide it one more time to be a little bit more smooth. Okay, that's the shade we're going for, but first let's shade that smooth. And we need to make it a little faster so that scale it down so it will be a lot faster. And now I use stop working. Let's change anything and try again. Maybe remove the brush, add the brush again. Okay, maybe scale it up a bit. Slow it down a little bit. Yes. Okay, so now I will add more of that animation. I want to reach a result that looks nice, and then we will use it for the image we'll go for. Okay, so now with the pole plate. Okay, I think that is pretty good. Now we will get our bottle somewhere about here. Okay, so we put our bottle here. I think we're doing pretty good now. Okay, so go to modifiers, apply that modifier so that it doesn't change over time. We have that shape still now. You actually could use this for an animation, like make this ball keep going up and down and render that animation. But I'm just going for an image here in this tutorial, so that will do now. Okay, now we have our setup ready. We just need to set our lighting now, and that's it. So let's first add our camera. Shift A, add camera. Go up a little. AHI 100. GZZ, G double Z. Go back a little. Okay, that will do. Now I need it to be vertical. So something about here. Something like that. Okay. We need this to be facing like this. Along the y-axis. Something about here. Okay, and now let's add another plane, scale it up, RX90, get it backwards, apply the scale, and now let's go to the shading tab. Okay, first we need to work in cycles, adjust these settings, make sure you render on GPU, and make this about 64 or something. Make the denoise with GPU. Save your file. Now let's go to the rendered view. We need to add an HDRI first, so we'll go to Blender Kit, HDRs. Let's apply free first, and we need some clear sky. Let's type in clear sky. And I guess that one will work. Let's try it out. Yeah, something about it is. I think this one is fine. Let's decrease the strength to about 0.3. Now we'll start shading our objects. First we make the bottle with a shader glass. So we go to class BSDF connected to surface and maybe increase the roughness a little, just slight. Okay, so now we go to the fluid, add a new fluid. We give it an IOR of 1.3333, something like that. Decrease the roughness, make it a little bit, get the transmission all the way to 1. Okay, make the fluid, I want it in blue color or something. Decrease the saturation. We'll keep it for now like this. Now for the cap, we'll give it a black color. Okay, so we go for wave texture connected to the color. Yes, that's not exactly what I'm going for. Okay, let's go to the material preview so that things get smoother until we figure that one out. Okay, Control T. Need to make it follow a UV, and now we need to UV map this object. We go to UV editing. Okay, we select that edge, press U, mark seam. We need to make live unwrap. Okay, so select that edge and mark seam. And now select this edge too and mark seam. That one too. Mark seam. This one as well. Mark seam. Now maybe select that one. Mark seam. You go back to the shading. We have something. Okay, that's kind of what we want, but need to scale it up. I don't actually want that upper bar to be in this texture too, so I will select it, Control plus, and we'll add a new material and assign it in there. So now we have the material covering that lateral part only. I don't want that whole part in the same material. Okay, so now we'll increase the scale a little more. Something around here. And we will plug that into the roughness, I believe. Maybe into the metallic, not the roughness. Roughness needs to be about here. Okay. And maybe add a pump map. Put it into the roughness. Let's try that one out. Okay, that is looking nice now. Get the color to the metallic too. I think that will give us a good result. Now, for the other material, we will give it the same material, but let's leave that one. Increase up the metallic, decrease the roughness a little bit, something around here. Okay, you have a good looking cap. Now, get back to the rendered view. You need to give that wire a shader as well, so new. I think we only give it a transmission of 1. Maybe give it a black color, or maybe not very black, there. Make it something gray or something like that. Let's test it out and see what we're doing so far. I think that we're doing fine till now. Now we need this water to have something like some metallic. Decrease the roughness, something around here. And I think that's all we need for now. Now for that background, we'll make it black. Increase the roughness all the way. And now let's see what else we can do. Okay, maybe add a area light. RX 90. I'm sorry, RX 270 to be facing off our bottle. Move it along the y-axis. Now, make the transform point a 3D cursor so that when we rotate it, it's along this way. So we need to rotate it around here. And maybe take another and rotate it around here. Okay, so let's go to the layout, split our screen. This one is the rendered view. And this one is where we're working so that we can see what we're actually doing. So select both slides, get them up, scale them along the x-axis, get them down a little bit. Okay, something around this. Okay, so now we defined our bottle really good. We need to decrease the light intensity. Something around here. And this one as well. Something around here. Or maybe increase it a little. Okay, now we need that main light. So add another area light. Now we'll make that the transform pivot point, we'll make it to that to medium point, something like that. Right now, Rx 90 forward along the y-axis, forward over level, scale it a lot and give it a huge bar. Let's start with 100, see. Nothing changing. Okay, let's try 1000. Let's trade it around here. Think we need to adjust that. Need it to be affected by the lighting that we're making a little more, so we'll decrease the roughness of it a little. Something like that. Okay. Okay, so now let's get back to that setup. Maybe we rotate it along the z-axis a little. No, that's not looking good. Something like that. I think that's looking good. Okay. We can maybe also add a buoyant light. Get back here. We'll increase the power of it a little. That's too much actually, not a little, but yeah, that's looking good. Let's render it out and see what we got. Okay, so far we have a good result. Now let's try something else. Maybe add a plane. Actually, we're finished now, but I'm just trying some new other stuff. Maybe we can get something better out of it. Move that along the y-axis. Give me another one. Where we're about here. Give them a new material. Maybe crank up the roughness. Make him a little black. Name that reflect. Give that the same material. Let's test render it out. Well, that's actually looking amazing. Okay, so let's change something else. Maybe increase the roughness of this. Let's see what we'll get. Ooh, I think this will look very good. Well, that's actually looking insane. Okay, so I need to add a little bit more thing to this bottle. I need to add a logo. So I will airplane and RX 90 and let's see the values of the rotation of this one. This needs to be 270 and copy that value. Yeah, maybe develop plus 90 and that's it, I think. Yeah, I actually should have made it when I made the portal before rotating this everything here, but okay, whatever, we will just get something like that. Okay, now give me a shrink wrap. Scale it down a little. Something like that. Now go to the shading, add a new material, image texture, and I will get my logo. Now we'll connect the alpha to the alpha. Oh, let's try the color to the alpha. Actually, we need to invert it, so invert color with here. Okay, now Control T. We need to flip it upside down, so 180 on the z-axis. That's it. Okay, now we give it black color. Okay, let's test render it out now. Actually, I think I need to scale it a little longer. Okay. Something like that. Let's render it out and see what we get. Okay, that's looking better now. So this is actually the end of our tutorial today. And thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video. Goodbye.